So what's been going on with you since last couple of days?
I am currently I'm currently at a film festival.
Really?
Yeah, so there's this film festival down in Orlando that I go to pretty much every year, and I have a film in the film festival. So they went virtual, moved it back to June. So I'm in the middle of going to the film festival. Last night was directing. They were talking about directing for about an hour. This morning they had this one was really interesting. A lot of these are for like beginner filmmakers, which you
Yeah.
definitely learn something. Uh, but a lot of it's like, all right, I kind of already knew a lot of this stuff.
Hmm.
But this morning there was one. It was 10 filmmakers or 10 films that every filmmaker should see, and they picked. This guy picked two from. He actually picked 20, but two from every for the last 100 years, every decade for the last 100 years.
Yeah.
And he pointed out like some normal stuff like The Godfather and whatever. But actually mentioned some films that I never even heard of, and some very intriguing films. Like there's one that I'm trying to track to. You're the king of finding films, so I might get you to do it.
Have you
Uh,
watched The Godfather, by the way?
I have watched The Godfather. Yep, I watched it this year.
I've never watched it. It's
Maybe we should no.
See,
I
and
don't want to.
I hate to be this way because I'm not excluding mobster type movies, but they're not what I'm not gravitated toward those films.
He addressed that in the way that this is it's a mobster movie, but it's a family movie
Right.
too, because it's about the
Yeah.
family. And I was like, all right, I
Keep
give you
talking.
that.
I can hear you. I'm going to walk back here, but keep.
Okay. Mobster movie and a family movie. But uh, I think it's maybe worth watching one time. But after that, like, I don't really have any ambition to watch it again because I thought it was a bit overrated,
Well,
a
see,
big bit overrated.
my problem with going in just knowing very little about it is that it's long. It's long. And
Yeah.
unless the movie is great, it's hard to keep my attention. Now, I will say this: I have watched this movie, Casino,
Okay.
and it's directed. It's got some of the same people from like Goodfellas and mobster type movie. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
I've heard good things about
Yeah, I've
Casino.
watched it once all the way through, and then I watched about half of it, and it's a little violent. Some of the things, realistic violence,
Yeah.
but it's not bad.
That's so The Godfather is, I mean, it's good. It's worth seeing once, but now that I've seen it once, I'm like,
That's enough.
okay. Like,
Did it make you want to watch the other two? I've heard the third one's awful, and I've heard the second
nah,
one's the best.
I was fine with this one. I'm fine. I'm done with the series. But see, I felt the same way about Lawrence of Arabia. I sat down and watched Lawrence of Arabia, and I only made it 20 minutes, and I was just done with it. And then what is the Citizen Kane? I've watched
Yeah.
20 minutes of Citizen Kane, and I was done with it.
Isn't that regarded as like the best
The
movie of all
greatest
time?
film. Yeah, all three of those are like, well, at least Lawrence of Arabia and Citizen Kane are like both top 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just didn't.
You know what we need to do, and I was just thinking about this, and this would be something good for a lot of the listeners and audience to, if they want to put down in the comments, if they can do this. What are some mainstream popular movies that are praised that we personally don't like?
That'd be
You know
good.
what I mean? That might be a good list to come up with.
It's funny because I'm doing the movie for every day on my Instagram account.
Yeah.
So I've got some friends that I talk to a lot that are in film, and they're like the indie film buffs, and like they pull out these movies that I've never even heard of before.
Really?
Like it's the most obscure films I've ever seen. And then I'm posting like mine yesterday was best sequel. And so I picked Christmas
Christmas Vacation.
Vacation
Yeah, I
because
saw.
to me it's like that's such a good like I do like mainstream films.
What are
I like
some of the
them.
sequels they posted, though?
I can't even remember. I think one of them did obviously Godfather Part 2. Uh, Or some of them they post. Some of them are like films I've never even heard of.
With a sequel, wow, that's
But I was thinking sequels. I was gonna do. I really like Back to the Future Part Two.
yeah.
I really like Austin Powers too. But I
The
just
Spy
like,
Who Shagged Me.
yeah, Spider Shag Me. But then I thought to myself, what's the movie that I watch every like what do I watch the most? And I was like, and
Christmas
I don't even think about Christmas Vacation as being a sequel because they're all their own standalone like movies, but
Well, see,
they really
also
are.
Christmas Vacation is the only one where they're stationary. The other movies, they're driving somewhere
Oh yeah.
because all the action takes place primarily at their house, or I think they're in Chicago, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Like a suburb of Chicago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not traveling. They're going to Europe. They're going to Wally
Vegas.
World, Vegas. That's the only
Mm-hmm.
one where there. So it kind of feels like its own
Yeah.
movie. I bet no one said Big Top Pee Wee as their favorite sequel,
Oh,
did they?
I haven't seen that so far. You need to do this. You need to
I'm
get in
going
on
to.
this
I'm
stuff.
going to. Yeah, have you ever seen this before?
No, I haven't. He's your doppelganger.
I bought this at Spencer's. Yeah, I would agree. I bought this at Spencer's once for $13.
Wow.
About probably 15 years ago. Probably 15 years ago.
I